Statistics show roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every single day. And every day, more than 1,000 dogs are euthanized.
After the Navy, I became a recluse.
I felt like I was still in combat mode.
I felt lost and confused.
For 15 years, Canines for Warriors has been the nation's leading nonprofit organization, providing service dogs for veterans battling PTSD and other invisible wounds of war.
Thanks to my service dog, Lady Cameo, I got my life back.
I'm able to get out of bed in the morning.
Be excited, happy about today.
More than 1,200 veteran lives saved, more than 2,500 dogs rescued, families made whole again. Canines for Warriors is more than a service dog program. It's a promise that no veteran should ever walk alone. To learn more, visit caninesforwarriors.org. Canines for Warriors, saving veterans, rescuing dogs, restoring families.
WBSM presents The Ken Pittman Show. Streaming live on WBSM.com and the WBSM app. Call 508-996-0500. Now, Ken Pittman.
We're back. Welcome to the third and final hour of the week here on the Ken Pittman Show. And normally I'm here from 9 to noon every Saturday with my friend Ryan Dixon, who is way more popular than me when we step out and people recognize him and walk right past me to talk to him. We have to do something about that, Ryan.
Yeah, you do.
So, you know, I'm a Trump supporter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I voted for him 3 times, but he drives me nuts. He drives you nuts sometimes, right?
Yeah, I cringe every time he speaks, Ken.
Well, if not every time, every other time, and this would be one of them, for no reason. I mean, I like the leader of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, and Trump has needlessly started this big fight with her by trying to embarrass her to the Italian press. Oh, she begged me for a photograph. She wants it for the Italian media, so I did her a favor. Just insulting her. I mean, there's just no need. She's kind of an ally. You know, she's a hardliner on immigration. Very popular in Italy. Why? Italy's an ally. Why would we do this, Mr. President? Why did you? This is the part of him that I could do without.
Ken, where was the G7 summit this week?
It was
in France, right?
France or Switzerland, I forget.
Because they show him coming out of a restaurant with the France prime minister at like 1 a.m.
Macron?
Yeah, whoever the prime minister.
1 a.m.
Yeah,
this guy has a motor.
Yeah, I know.
But he's got a motor mouth too.
He's 80 years old.
Yeah, but he's got to calm down.
Now he's 80.
Why? And you can't pick a fight with everybody, right? I mean, some of this is just dumb, right? And his announcing that there's a deal, Iran, it's done, we're good, straits are open, it's over. Got to stop.
And now it's
you can't trust your opposition, right? He picked a fight with Iran, believing that he was protecting America. I supported it, right? Destroy the nuclear programs. I mean, I don't know if I would have stopped there. I would have gotten rid of the regime and helped the people take back a more Western, pro-American country. That should have been part of the goal. He's denying that was ever part of the goal. I don't know why. I mean, now you're going to give them an opportunity to get all this money back from the international community and rebuild all this stuff. Well, what's to stop them from going right back to the secret goals of nuclear weapons? But it is amazing to me. People like Elizabeth Warren and Chuck Schumer, oh, this deal's worse than Obama's. Why would we help them get money? They get money if they behave, number one. It won't come from America. And number two, you're saying you were okay with them unabated as they lunged toward a nuclear weapon, but you don't want them to have money. How does that make sense to anybody once you dissect it like that? You're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, did I hear right that Kennedy Center that Trump picked up and put his name on it?
Is there any chance you can get closer to your phone? Is something a little bit wrong with your audio?
Oh, can you hear better?
Let me hear.
Is it better?
Yeah, that is. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the Kennedy Center that Trump fixed up and put his name on it.
Yeah.
And then the judge told him he couldn't do that.
He had to take his name down.
Did I hear right that Trump called the judge's wife to try to convince him to not do that? I'm serious.
I don't know. I believe you. I never heard about it.
I don't know either.
I don't know if I dreamt it. I don't know if I dreamt it or
it sounds like something he'd do, right?
Yeah. And if anybody else out there heard that, please call in. Another thing, yesterday they were talking about Lincoln Park, the amusement park.
Down in Dartmouth?
Yeah, the old Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Is it true that there was a crash on the big roller coaster and somebody got hurt bad or died even? Did you ever hear that?
That sounds familiar. I don't know if that was Nantasket Beach or Lincoln Park. I think when I was a kid, one of those things did happen. I forget which park.
I think it was Lincoln, but I was talking to friends about it.
That was a great coaster.
Yeah, I never went on it, but I was talking to friends about it. Then it was on the radio. Tim had talked about it, and Barry in the last couple of days. And I was just and my friend said, "Oh, that was just a hoax to scare people, to scare little kids not to go on it." So that's why I didn't go on it, because I was littler than my older brother.
Huh.
And yeah, so I was wondering if it was a hoax or if it was true.
I prefer those rickety wooden roller coasters over the new modern steel rails, because I think the steel ones are just a little too smooth. You're doing way more like acrobatic stuff of the twists and the flips and all that, whatever it is, the loops. But the rickety wooden thing was a little scarier, and to me that it was more enjoyable.
Right, but I was too scared to go on it. Even though I was a rock climber and climbing cliffs and stuff like that. But I heard about that. Someone died on it, so I didn't go on it. And I was littler than my older brother and his friends when we went over there.
I assure you that this audience will correct that or confirm it before the show's over. That's somebody knows.
Yeah, and the Trump thing, too, with calling the wife. That would be cool if I could hear that.
Again, it sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, it does. All right, Ken. Thank you. Happy Father's Day.
And to you. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Ken, to get to this guy's point, he did not call the judge's wife.
Is there some sort of story circulating?
He blasted her on social media.
God, so they got to take his phone. They should. What they should do? Just steal it from him. Make him think he's got the one that actually reaches everybody.
Because
and give it back to him in the morning.
When the guy said it, I Googled it.
Yeah.
And he said they said he bashed the judge's wife on social media.
John F. Kennedy.
Because she's a radical Democrat.
Okay.
She's an attorney too.
John F. Kennedy gave the ultimate sacrifice to his nation, right? And I think the majority of the Kennedy party, Kennedy family, would not want Kennedy to be associated with Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't think they want
so
that.
I don't know that it's right especially while he's a seated president, to name anything after Trump, right? After he's out of office, if other people want to do that, that's a little bit more palatable. To be the president and have things named after you during that time, even to have a currency of that president while he's the president, I think that's a mistake. It's just so crass.
I agree with the.
You hear what they wanted to do with the currency?
Yeah, they tried to.
The $250 bill?
Yes, because it's the because it was the anniversary.
I get it, but let somebody else. After he's done, maybe I would have maybe done a Ronald Reagan $250 bill, just to be a little bit more humble. But that's not the nature of this president. In fact, he walked into the G7, looked at the leaders of the G7. He said, "I'm the boss." He was just kidding, but that's going to trigger the press to just jump all over it, and they played it a million times already. God, but this needless fight with
the Italian
Merloni, yeah, I like her. I don't see why he did that. This is a war of choice. Yeah, I mean, the Iranian thing, I think he thought was necessary, and I believe him. I did not want Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
No, to build a nuclear
We are on the top of the list of where they would want to deliver it. Why would we allow it?
Yeah.
Every presidential candidate since George W. Bush has said Iran cannot be allowed to have a nuclear bomb. They weren't supposed to enrich it beyond 3.67%. They get up to 60%. Weapons only application for enriched uranium that high. And it was time. Now, Biden, they didn't have the cocktail engines to actually do it. And they convinced a cooperative media that their plan was going to stop them. It wasn't even containment. It was pretending to contain the nuclear program. And you have to be completely naive to think it was a solid plan. It just wasn't. But the alternative is to actually go to war with Iran. Oh, I mean, Trump, Hegseth, their plan, they really decimated the military. Not completely, but to the point where they are no longer the 14th ranked military in the world. They're far from it now. They don't even have a Navy. They don't have an Air Force. They have a missile program that is depleted, and China's helping them build their drones and missile program back, but they're not anything like they were in 2024. So for that, I mean, I'm supportive of that, but they did not have a good plan to secure the Strait of Hormuz. They did not have a plan to arm the people that were being repressed. And don't forget, since January, over 40,000 Iranians have been murdered by the government, right? And that's been tolerated by the world for some reason. But now the Strait of Hormuz, again, according to the Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps, who's at odds with the president, they're saying the straits are closed. So the deal is not done. And here he goes again, sticking his neck out, saying that the deal's done for the, 37th time. Stop. Just don't say anything. Let it happen. Once it's done, then say. Then you agree it's done. It's not done with people. You can't work on good faith with the Iranians. It's just stupid to think otherwise.
Yeah, let the deal get done. Israel was not part of the deal, Ken.
And when I say that, I think Trump's stupid to announce it. I think Obama's plan was stupid, and I think he just wanted to give the American people the idea that he did something. And it was very cooperative press was happy to say, look what he's done. This is a great plan. They weren't contained. They weren't denied a nuclear program. They were working on nuclear enrichment, and they could just move they could say, no, we have to allow inspections under the deal, but we have 24 days to deny you under the written agreement with Obama. So they could move all nuclear materials, all banned, agreed banned stuff out of there. 24 days, you could do anything you want, right? 500 feet below the surface in a mountain. So it's just a dumb plan. And we gave them billions of dollars to go forward with the nuclear program. And the billions of dollars went forward to arm Hamas, arm Hezbollah, arm the Houthi rebels, give the Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps money to go out and do terrorist things around the world. And this was, and they knew they were doing this. John Kerry, the Secretary of State at the time, acknowledged that this money would be going toward terrorism, but what can you do? It was a stupid plan. But Trump isn't doing much better here. And I'm very underwhelmed with the tail end of this, because a few of these things you would have thought going in, you've got to secure the Straits of Hormuz. You can't have the world oil commerce come to a standstill. That's exactly what's happened. So there's room for criticism here. I'm not going to go as far as the Democrats saying it's worse now than under the Obama deal. I think the fact that Iran is now, the timetable is decades in arrears for a nuclear bomb. That's the most important part of this, obviously. But you should have planned for a regime change. Now, it is essentially a different regime. I mean, most of the leadership is dead, and whoever's left is now going to come forward. But if it's the same ideology, the same goals, who cares? Who cares? It's should have thought of all these things. I mean, you bring the nation to war, you have to have all these things considered. Good morning. You're on the air.
Morning.
Hi.
Two questions. So the JCPOA wasn't a perfect deal, and obviously no one thought it was a perfect deal. It was a compromise. It was multilateral, which I thought was probably a good thing, that there were other Arab states involved, Gulf nations, European countries were also going to be involved in the inspection process.
Agreed.
My question is, if it's naive to think that they weren't going to pursue a nuclear weapon or that they weren't going to use the $1.8 billion pallets of cash to do terrorist things, then how is it not naive to assume they're also going to do that with $400 billion?
I agree. But their facilities, their enriched uranium, all that stuff is now gone. So at least you set the timetable back. But I do agree.
Well, some of it's gone. I mean, what is visible, what was visible and strikeable by missile is gone.
You're right. I mean, our intelligence is saying we decimated at least most of it. I mean, it's like a nation twice the size of Texas, so of course there's got to be some places we're not aware of.
I just think that it was kind of classic Trump in a sense. It was a lot of spectacle. It was a lot of over-the-top bravado, kind of throw money at an issue, and I think in the long run he's going to have made things worse. Now, again, I don't think the way Obama did it was necessarily perfect, but I feel like in this you see a good dichotomy of what each president was about. You had a measured, compromise with other nations involved, thinking heads coming through with something, no shots fired, and a deal that wasn't perfect. Again, international cooperation. What was the expression he used to use a lot? American-led.
Can you hold for the commercial break? I have no choice. I got to break here, but I want to hear the rest of your thoughts.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, we'll be right back.
We are New Bedford's news talk station. WBSM.
Soon.
We are New Bedford's news talk station. WBSM.
All right, we're back. Just discussing the Iranian situation, the difference between the Obama plan and the Trump plan, and even the New York Post, which has been very, I think, more than fair to President Trump. They're saying if the Strait of Hormuz is closed, it's a worse plan than Obama's. Obama, appeasement is not containment, and containment is not the answer. But they really just punted the nuclear problem of Iran down the road. But the cash that they gave to Iran immediately put to work, and things like October 7th in Israel. This really caused a lot of problems and a lot of suffering. And, to have more of the same with the Straits of Hormuz now closed again, they're saying it's actually worse unless he can straighten that out. And I don't have any faith right now that he's got any control over this without congressional approval to do more, and I doubt we get that. And thank you for waiting and holding over.
Yeah, no problem. So, I actually didn't want to call about the deal, but the deal I think is kind of a disaster, but again, we'll see how it plays out. But I did have a question kind of about, sort of more of a global question about the Trump criticism in general. I think you're a pretty reasonable guy, and you're probably one of the few on this radio station that will be critical of Trump. But I do feel like your criticisms are often kind of shoulder shruggy, what can you do? It's Trump being Trump. And it's like, I feel like that's a problem, not just from you, but like fair. In general. So even 5 minutes ago, like when you said the thing about like, they should take his phone. It's like kind of like a ha-ha, like don't let the old guy have his phone. It's like, this is the president of the United States. And like, he does things daily where people will say like, I wish he didn't say that or tweet that or do this or use that language, but. And it's like, I think we need to get past the point when, because a guy checks certain boxes, we can just overlook the glaring fact that he's totally unfit to be the president. Like, I'm confounded every single day that man is the president. And it's not Trump derangement syndrome. People are going to be like, you're deranged. I'm not a Democrat. It's not a partisan thing. I'm an independent. It's just everything the man does daily is beneath the office, almost daily, and maybe by the minute. Like, it's astonishing to me. Like, take, for example, right, there's a 50% chance that if I tune into this show, I'll probably hear you say something about Hunter Biden and Burisma. Granted, I don't listen often, but I've heard you say quite a bit about him. And that's fair, because, again, I agree with you that no one should be able to profit off having a last name of a president. Totally valid. But, like, Trump's corruption is worse than all of the corruption you could find, from Pelosi to Clinton to Biden to all of them combined. And if you move the decimal place over, it's still not even sniffing what
I'm going to need you to qualify it now. Now that you've said it, I need you to qualify it.
Okay, so what do you mean? We could do the Bitcoin or the Trump meme coin. We could do the leveraging tariff.
Yeah, but if any of that was there's enough eyes on Trump right now. If any of this was legitimate, he'd have been dragged through the courts just like he has been through his whole career so far.
Who controls the courts?
Well, not Trump. There's enough.
Here's a perfect example, right? Launching the meme coin and making a bunch of money on a coin that's essentially untraceable, where people can make in-kind donations, at will, anonymously, is a problem. I mean, that's a given. The Liberty Financial and the Trump meme coin stuff is really bad. If you look at his net worth, it's all coming from crypto. Now, let's put that aside and say maybe he doesn't even know what he's getting into with the crypto. But this is the one that I think if Obama did. But
before you move on, because I got to challenge one thing here. If you look at billionaires with similar wealth, he's not making any more money than any of the other billionaires. All of their trajectories, because of the market, are going in the same direction at the same rate. He's not making exceptional money over people with similar wealth.
Ken, I'm not the first person to bring this up, but Jimmy Carter divested from a peanut farm. And the day before he got inaugurated, he launched the meme coin to the tune of billions of dollars. I mean, I understand, political cynicism, but that it's insane. Like, the guy should not be making billions of dollars. And then people say he doesn't take a salary like that. That's a drop in the bucket compared to what he's making. So take, for example, right, he puts a 46% tariff on Vietnam, right? And then, lo and behold, Vietnam signs a $1.5 billion resort deal with the Trump organization. And then, coincidentally, the tariff goes back down to what it was before Tariff Day, or whatever the hell he called it.
That would be legitimate if it's all, as you say, without any other information.
Well, okay, so this is one of those things where, because they didn't happen the day after each other, people will be like, well, you can't be sure that that's why he lowered the tariff. But it's like, if that's Obama and Malia Obama was signing billion-dollar deals, it would be on Fox News all the time. It'd be 24 hours a day. It's just I think Trump gets a pass.
Well, no, because we watched Obama get away with the book deal, and for Trump even bringing it up, he was impeached the next day.
Obama got a book deal.
Obama gave Pearson, which publishing, a $360 million contract for Common Core Testing Consortium. And 3 months after he got out of office, the company changed its name to Random Penguin Publishing, gave a $60 million book deal.
$60 million? Yeah, that's...
Trump.
No, listen, hey, that's bad.
It's quid pro quo. But Trump brought it up, and the next day they impeached him over the very next day. They watched they listened to his phone call and reported it, and started the whole impeachment process to Zelensky.
Well, I mean, they had grounds to impeach him on that phone call. I don't know if it's connected to the Obama thing, but even let's grant it, $60 million, that's bad. Is it $1.5 billion bad? I would say that's several orders of magnitude worse. All I'm saying is, if we're going to grant that politicians in America are corrupt, which, I mean, sure, they're corrupt. There's insider trading. The number of bets that were made on when Iran was going to be bombed, the number of bets, shorts on oil, when there's it's insane how much money is being made in this presidency below board, and nobody cares. That's the thing that bothers me. Well, I shouldn't say nobody cares. Nobody on the right cares, basically. Everyone's kind of he's a businessman.
I think the battle for truth is the problem, because people don't know what is being manufactured and what's actual. I think that is an increasing problem. And so, you're bringing things up that are legitimate concerns if they are, as you say. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think I have to look at it now and verify it.
I mean, there were pieces. Well, that's the other thing too. And this is, again, I think Trump has a very narrow band of genius, and part of it is is branding and playing a narrative. Like, he knows how to manipulate.
I like the
public
phrasing.
conversation.
I do like the phrasing. There's a genius, but it's not universal in his brain. It's there's a lane. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, and I think part of that is it's not an accident that he's done such a good job of maligning the media, because now if I were to say to you that New York Times did a piece on how much money he's making below board, then the riposte from there is to say, well, it's the failing New York Times, the fake news, the blah, blah, blah. So it's really like a can't-win situation. And I think this goes to a deeper problem, which we don't have to talk about now, and I can wrap it up. But I think if we're going to get to some sort of semblance of normalcy in America, we have to have trust in institutions, which I know they've done enough to sully their own reputations, for sure. But, if we don't have a common base of knowledge, if, half the country's going to get their information from Breitbart and the other half's going to get it from Politico, and we're just going to assume that the other side's lying, we're never going to be able to come to any consensus on anything.
It's a big
gone
problem.
are the days of the Dan Rathers, and I think that should be a big part of it.
Who was
Ken,
caught
you're
lying?
doing a great job.
Thank you very much. Dan Rather, who was caught lying about George W. Bush and was fired as a result. The war for truth is on. And he's right. That's a big problem. We have people who have completely entrusted one brand of media, and then half the country has invested in another brand of media, which depends on your ideology where you're going to trust your information. But when I look at the New York Times, when I look at CNN, these are traditionally liberal-friendly news organizations. They intentionally, for example, they knew that the Russian collusion, the Steele dossier, was bogus, and this is when they were getting phone calls. You had the Department of Justice telling social media platforms to censor certain information. This is during the Obama administration. You had a president, Obama, who knew that the Steele dossier, but this is not in question anymore. He knew the Steele dossier was bogus and still allowed the FBI to pretend to look into this because it was affecting the potential outcome of the elections. He was weaponizing the DOJ to go after the opposition's nominee. It was Donald Trump, but no, that should never happen. So the lack of trust in mainstream media, liberal media for the most part, it's well earned. And now we have alternative media, less professional, less trained media doing a lot of the thinking and research for too many Americans. And it's a byproduct of unfair, biased media, because if they did their job, there wouldn't be any of this. Just like if cab drivers did a great job, there wouldn't be Uber and Lyft. It's the same thing. If you did your job, there wouldn't be a need to replace you. And it's a problem. They've created the byproduct of unfair and biased journalism is an abandonment of trust. And he's pointing it out, and he's right. And conservatives, I think, you have a responsibility not to trust conservative media alone. You got to look into things, everything. I always say it. Truth is more like a sculpture, not a painting. You got to look around at all the different angles of it to understand it. You can't keep going to the same few sources and just read what you want to agree to. It causes a great division. We have to find some common ground. I'm not sure that the radicals on far right, far left would be willing to do that, and that's why they're radicals. But for the most part, the centers can take the power back. But common ground is getting tricky. Truth is getting tricky, and it shouldn't be that. We have a sacred press, a protected press that has been abused. And we've got to get back to our roots. The American people deserve the correct information, not information that helps them decide how to think, some biased information, some information that's kept from them, phrasings that make them look at it a particular way. It's a very clever media, but it has to stop. And we all got to agree to hold them to a certain standard. Ryan, what is that on your shirt? You got the Redskins? Is that a Washington Redskins old shirt?
No.
What are you talking about?
It's the
1927. It's an Indian warrior on your arm. What is that shirt?
It's a golf shirt, Ken.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I'm not a golfer.
You should be.
No. I played softball way too late, and it takes years to get good at golf. It was too late for me. As much as I would want to.
You want to play golf?
I would, yeah, I'd be like the weak link on every foursome. I'm not going to be that guy. Just going to stay away and just hope you had a good round yourself. What do you shoot? What's your average?
Like 110, Ken.
Oh, you stink.
I don't play every day, Ken.
You got to play every day to...
I try to get out in the summertime, like, every weekend.
All right, let's say Ryan Dixon won the lottery, didn't have to work anymore, and golfed every day. What do you think you could get your average down to?
Probably like an 80.
80?
Yeah.
You think you can get down to 80?
Yeah. If I played every day, yes.
Well, you should stop playing the lottery, Ryan.
Yeah, then you wouldn't see me.
Well, yeah, that's not far from pro. 80. You think you could be that good? I want to know if anybody's golfed with Ryan, if they agree with that assessment.
Nah, you don't want to. You don't want people calling in. I'm not that good, Ken.
What's the best part of your golf?
I don't know.
Okay.
Putting, that's it.
You a good putter?
Yeah.
Well, that's important.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't that like the most important?
You got to get to the green first, Ken.
I think I would just like to drive the ball and maybe just have somebody else do the rest.
Go right ahead.
It doesn't work that way.
Nope.
I have a friend up in West Bridgewater beat John Daly in the long drive. He got $100,000. He's actually from West Bridgewater, Dave Garekas. He was in some competition out in Vegas, and he beat John Daly in the long drive.
Wow.
Won $100,000. That's pretty good. I don't think I could do that.
No, I don't think anybody could do that.
Yeah, John.
If you're a normal person, Ken.
Well, which I'm not.
Because there's a guy on the tour right now, and he hits it like 390 off the tee.
Wow.
DeChambeau. Bryson DeChambeau.
Wow. That's quite an advantage.
Yeah.
If the rest of his game's good, that's quite an advantage. That's Happy Gilmore-ish.
His game should be good. He plays for the Live Tour.
Can Adam Sandler really golf?
I don't know.
You would think, right? I mean, if you're Happy Gilmore, it'd be a responsibility to at least be decent, right?
I know. With what I heard, he's a good basketball player, though, Ken.
Yeah, he's a pretty good athlete.
He shows up to play like basketball courts and like parks and just plays pickup. Like,
I'm trying to think where he would be on my. If I had a Mount Rushmore of Saturday Night Live alumni, who would be the four? Adam Sandler might be fifth or sixth. Well, let me think. He could actually get. So Bill Murray for me, Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
Those are the two I instantly come to mind. And then I think a lot of people have an argument.
What did you say, Bill Murray and Eddie Murphy?
Those are my two favorites. For me, just for me, my own personal.
What about Steve Martin, Ken?
Steve Martin made a lot of appearances on Saturday Night Live, but he's not really a recruit that was drafted by Saturday Night Live. And I don't know if I'd consider him like a Gilda Radner, Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, John Belushi, Saturday Night Live alumni.
Adam Sandler was an alumni.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think of success, I mean, he's got to be up there with anybody, right?
The guy that passed away, Chris Farley, David Spade,
Phil. Who's the guy?
David Spade was
Phil Hart.
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman's an alumni. Mike Myers, Dana Carvey. This has been an amazing.
Kevin James.
No.
The guy from Kings and Queens.
Yeah,
I think he's NSL alumni.
Well, I think he's been on. I wouldn't say he's part of the troupe that puts on skits every week, though, is he? I didn't know. No, I don't think so. I mean, Dana Carvey, Mike Myers,
Sandler.
Yeah, Adam Sandler, absolutely. He could be on the Mount Rushmore when you think of success, I guess, right? Chevy Chase had a too short. He went to the movies too quickly.
Was Will Ferrell alumni there?
Yeah, there you go. There's another one.
There's one.
Yeah. Oh, those skits he did with Terry O'Terry.
Can't say Mark Wahlberg because he wasn't an alumni.
Molly Shannon. Gilda Radner was the first recruited ever for Saturday. She was the first hiring, and she was awesome. She was so she's probably got to be considered.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey's remarkable. Yeah.
Who's the guy that's always at the Knicks games and they show him?
Jimmy Fallon.
No. Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan. Yeah, another one.
Was Ben still alumni?
No. His parents were famous comedians, and he came up through different channels. He's an A-lister, right? I mean, he's done some of the more important funny movies. One of the best, I think, Something About Mary.
Was it Seinfeld part of?
No, I don't think anybody on Seinfeld. You're on the air. Hi.
Hi, how about John Belushi?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, his
number one. He's the funniest one, I thought. But yeah, a lot of facial expressions.
And he had some longevity there. He was there for years.
Yeah, he was there for a while.
Animal House, The Great Outdoors. What was the one he did in the mountains, the Rockies? But he did 1941 is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And then his brother James was eliminated.
He was pretty good.
What's that?
He was good. I just liked his way he acted and his facial expressions and all that stuff. Another one that died too soon, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
But I had another one, but I forgot it. I remember. I'll call back, though.
From which era, right? The 70s, 80s?
In the beginning, I used to watch it. I couldn't watch it when I was a kid. I used to sneak it and watch it. I'd turn it on at night.
I don't think anybody made me laugh. I don't think anybody made me laugh harder than Bill Murray and Eddie Murphy, though.
Yeah, Bill Murray, Eddie Murphy, yeah, he was funny, too, yep. The guys this time, some of them are okay, but I don't know. It's not the same comedy, you know? It was good comedy, good stuff back then.
I think they cut off the talent pool if you're not of a particular political leaning, and that hurts the whole thing. Yeah. And that includes the writing, too, so...
I mean, Jane Curtin and Dan Aykroyd together doing the news is pretty good. They cracked up all the time, you know.
Dan Aykroyd, another one. But Will Ferrell had a long run there.
Yeah, Will Ferrell had a really long run.
I don't consider. Do you consider Steve Martin alumni? Because I think he was more of a guest than an actor.
I think he was a guest all the time.
He was already established.
He wasn't a cast member. I don't think he was a cast member.
He was already doing his stand-up in white suits, and it was hugely popular by the time Saturday Night Live was popular.
Yeah, he was already. I think he was just a guest host, probably one of the most popular guest hosts, I think.
Right.
On there the most times.
You ever see his 5-minute movie, The Absent-Minded Waiter?
No, I didn't. No.
You got to see it. It's on YouTube. Buck Henry and Terry Garr are his customers at a restaurant. And it's
Buck Henry on there too?
Yeah, well, Buck Henry was a writer, but he was also, I think,
sometimes on the skit.
He was the host, going toe-to-toe with Steve Martin for the most times hosting for many years, and Martin finally overtook him.
Okay.
Buck Henry was the writer of Get Smart and other shows.
Red Get Smart. That's going back there.
Yeah, yeah. But you're right, John Belushi. John Belushi should be on that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he was pretty good. You think of Saturday Night Live, you think of him.
Yes.
Dan Aykroyd and Gilda Radner and Bill Murray. Though I think those are the originals.
Garrett Morris. No, Bill Murray actually replaced Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase. I don't know Chevy Chase. Yeah.
And then John Belushi. John Belushi angered Bill Murray. He lied and said Chevy Chase said something about Bill Murray when he didn't. And when Chevy Chase visited the studio, Bill Murray went right after him. And Belushi gave Chevy Chase a look like it's my fault, and with a little smirk when just before they started throwing punches.
I don't remember that. Oh, boy.
Yeah. But, well, I do agree, though.
Good. All right, I'll let you go. I'm just trying to think of what they had and different people.
Great alumni. Have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Father's Day if it applies. And you are next. Hello there.
Hey, good morning, Ken.
Good morning, John. How are you?
Hi, Ryan.
Good morning, John.
Did Ryan earlier say he could do? He probably, if he played every day, he'd be hitting an 80. An 80?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
If I played every day.
Yeah.
What is that? An 8 handicap?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, the par for the course is 65, and you're at 80. That means you're only like 15 over par.
Isn't it 72?
Yeah, there's some courses out of 72.
Yes. Well, yeah, absolutely. But
I could hit an 80 today in putt-putt.
Yeah. Or just play 80 in 9 holes.
Yeah, that'll be Ken.
That would be me. Maybe.
I see. Right now, Ryan's playing Army golf. That's why. When you don't play much, you play Army golf. You know what that is, right?
I don't.
You hit the ball left, right.
Yep. That's my game right now.
Yeah. New people, new jokes. I'm new to that joke.
Hey, you know what? It's ironic you were talking about Saturday Night Live, and I was watching some skits yesterday. Remember the Joe Pesci show?
Yes.
Hey, Joe Pesci here, my buddy Bobby. Yeah. And there's a skit where they're doing their thing. It's funny as hell. But the real Robert De Niro and the real Joe Pesci show up on stage when these guys are imitating them. And they're just looking at him. And Joe Pesci looks at, who are you? Are you supposed to be me? Are you me? Hey, what do you think, Bobby? Yep, I think he's you. He thinks you're him, or something like that. And Joe Pesci ends up beating him up with that bat. Like they do at the very end of the show.
Oh, like Casino when he got beaten.
Yeah. Well, in the Joe Pesci show, he has a bat there. He beats his guests up when they come on there.
So Joe Piscopo had a special on HBO just before he quit. This is when him and Eddie Murphy were on the show, and he literally quit showbiz to lift weights and do bodybuilding. Weird career change, but he had a special on HBO, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. He replicated the Thriller video, but instead of zombies, it was all Jerry Lewis Nutty Professors. The choreography is just priceless if you're a Jerry Lewis fan. You got to see it. It's on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure. But like I said, the newer Saturday Lives, it sucks. It's nothing like the old ones, man. Because now everything has to be politically correct and all that. Back then, they got away with a lot of stuff.
One of the later talents on Saturday Night Live, I think Bill Hader is as talented as anybody. Do you know who that is?
No.
Hader, Bill Hader. He's did you see Superbad?
No.
Oh, you're missing out. It's the worst language in movies, but it's funny as hell. Bill Hader,
Superbad.
Great impersonator.
No kid, never heard of it.
Yeah.
And the socks suck.
Terrible.
Let's just admit it. Socks suck.
Sell. Right now, get rid of everything.
I'd rather watch soccer than the Red Sox right now, and I thought I'd never say that. Because those guys are funny, man. You see, I think it was Norway. They were in the stands of the Red Sox game, and they're all doing the rowing motion.
Yeah.
And they had half the section all rowing with them.
I know.
And even the Scottish. That's funny as hell, though. They drank out all the beer in Boston.
Legendary.
They cleaned out the liquor stores, too.
The city of Boston is known for drinking. These guys smoked every part of our history.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, well, guess what? Next week, England's coming in.
Yeah.
So tell Ryan he's got to be busy rearing up all those stores.
I don't know. It's going to be hard to follow the Scots performance because they were so good, so pleasant, so much in love with Boston. You know, if that's true for England too, that's going to be fantastic. Yeah, I just love the way the Scottish talk, though. But their glasses always half full. You know what I mean? Yeah.
My nephew's even the team. I'm rooting for him, man. I'm actually rooting for him.
My nephew, they almost scored a goal at the end of the Moroccan game, and it was the first goal I think I ever cared about.
No kidding.
In soccer, yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna cut you there, John, so I can do a commercial break and get to my next phone call.
Hey, enjoy your weekend, guys.
Thank you so much. You take care.
Bye.
And with that, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I see you on hold. We'll be right with you.
Stay up to date on the latest news.
I follow the news pretty much throughout the day.
New Bedford's News Talk Station, WBSM.
This is Manny Resendiz reminding you to jumpstart your mornings with the Retirement Factory, Saturdays at 6 and Sundays at 10 here on 1420 WBSM.
All right, we have a few more minutes here on the Ken Pittman Show, and we will not waste any time. Thank you for waiting. You're next.
Hi, Ken.
Hey.
Quick story about Dan Aykroyd. Back in my taxi days up here, I got a call from the airport, and I go there, and it's him and his wife and the rent-a-car guy who was on County Street near the Kentucky Fried Chicken, and there was this little boy there. So I pulled up, and, they got in, and the kid was going to Friends Academy, so he came in. I took him and took the three of them. So as we're going up Sherman Avenue, if you remember, near the A.W. Mines, the railroad tracks used to be there, and they used to stick out of the ground very high. And I'm buzzing up there, and I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and I says, "You're Dan Aykroyd, aren't you?" And I'm driving this old Checker, and he says, "Yeah." And that time I hit them tracks, his head hit the ceiling. And
he's a big guy. Yeah.
we were buzzing right along, and I took the kid all the way out to Tucker Road first, and then I brought them back down to County Street. I guess he was renting a car. He was going to go catch a boat to go up and see Belushi or his grave or something out in the vineyard. And it was pretty wild.
Dan Aykroyd in your cab.
Yeah, I had him, and I had Superman, and I had Connie Stevens once.
Really?
Yeah, I brought her. She was playing at the Z, and she was staying at the Skipper in Fairhaven at the time. And, I had picked her up, those three all at the airports. Superman was, I took him to Fairhaven Marine. I guess he had a boat over there, and he was with his wife.
You're talking about Christopher Reeves?
Christopher Reeves, yeah.
He's even bigger than Aykroyd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but he was, matter of fact, the fare, when I got to Fairhaven Marine, was like $5.50 at the time. And he gets out, she pays me. She gives me $6. And there was a good ride. And, I called in the dispatch. I said, I'm clear here in Fairhaven Marine. I said, you know who that was? And the dispatcher says, no. I said, that was Superman. She says, really? I said, yeah. Next time he comes in, just have him fly over there. I said, I don't want to give him a ride.
There's no super tip. Yeah. There wasn't a super tip at all.
No, 50 cents. No
but those are great stories. I mean, those are three big celebrities that you've had in your cab.
Yeah, that was a long time. I started in the 80s, and then I went and did all the taxis, and I ended up owning Town Taxi at the end.
There probably would be many more stories like that if the ferry was still running.
Oh, yeah. Shit, yeah. Well, we'd have a lot, yeah.
But thank you for sharing that. Happy Father's Day.
Sure. You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
So we're coming to the end of the show. That was kind of fun. A little Saturday Night Live conversation.
Yeah, you were talking about John Belushi. His brother was in New Bedford
That's right, yeah.
last week.
James Belushi, yeah.
His daughter played at Cisco last week.
He's got one of my favorite skits where he was the chess coach, and he was like Bobby Knight of the chess coaches, throwing chairs and everything. Really funny skit on Saturday Night Live after John died. All right, thanks for listening. Ryan, thanks for coming in. We'll do it again next week. Have a great Father's Day, dads. Take care.
WBSM and W258DR, New Bedford, a Town Square media station.